What's up, everybody? My name is Brad, and welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. How you doing? How you been? Good? Good. Today, we're here to talk about a book. We're here for a book review specifically. Let's waste no time. Let's dive right in. Today, I'm here to discuss Blackheart Boys Choir by Curtis M. Lawson. And first and foremost, I have to talk about the cover. The cover is just absolutely dope. I love the art style. I love the colors. I love everything about this cover. It's super appeasing and eye-catching to me. The artist, it's done by Carrion House. I believe the artist name is Luke, but he just knocked this completely out of the park. If I saw this on the shelf, didn't know anything else about the book, I would want to read it solely based off the cover. I did like an award show type video with my favorite covers of books I read in 2020. I'll link that up there if you want to check that out. This one is definitely on that list. But anyway, let's dive into the actual book. I want to do an experiment sort of here at the beginning. I want you to sit back and close your eyes and just think, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of horror? I'm going to go out on a limb and probably guess it's not classical music, probably not unicorns either. I mean, who in their right mind would conjure up a story about a demonic unicorn trapped inside the notes of a piece of sheet music just waiting to unleash their nefarious evil influence upon the world? Oh, probably Curtis Lawson. That's who would do that. If that doesn't just scream unique originality, then I don't know what else would. But keep it down, though. This is the type of concert where screaming would be frowned upon. So Blackheart Boys Choir is this strange, kaleidoscopic journey into the mind of this misunderstood and outcast teenager as he attempts to come to terms with his new life after the tragic suicide of his father. This teenager's name, it's Lawson Beaumont, and if I'm being honest, he's a bit of a prick. I can say that, right? Yeah, I think so. You know, he's arrogant, he's snobby, he's condescending. I could go on and on. Yet for all of his flaws, you can't help but sympathize with Lawson and feel sorry for him, maybe even root for him a bit, possibly. You know, he's dealing with the loss of his father. His mother's basically non-existent these days. And he went from living this life of prestige and privilege to basically having to sell off family heirlooms just to scrounge by and make sure there's food in the fridge. Lawson, he's a super smart kid. He's super talented music-wise, and he just feels like he's just wasting his life now that he's in public school since he can no longer afford to go to a private academy. In his mind, in his eyes, his life just basically sucks now. That is, until he discovers this unfinished piece of music composed by his late father, and then things start to get weird. They start to get really weird. In his obsessive quest to discover the missing pieces of his father's unfinished composition, Lawson falls into this self-perpetuating spiral of violence and madness, and maybe even mental illness, possibly, where the lines of fact and fiction, fantasy and reality start to blur and bleed together. Are all the fantastical things that Lawson keeps experiencing, are they real, or are they maybe figments of a shattered and grieving mind that's slowly losing its grip on the here and now? You know, did I mention the demonic unicorns already? You know, are we, the readers, along for the ride with an unreliable narrator, or is everything that Lawson experiences and that we read on the page supposed to be taken as gospel? And that's something that you, the reader, decide and interpret for yourself. And that's something I really enjoyed about this book, is that Curtis Lawson, he doesn't hold your hand while going through this story. You're thrown into this world where you have to navigate through classical music and demons, anxieties, fears, greed, passion, desires. Might have said desires twice there. I don't know. But anyway, Lawson, he doesn't spoon feed it all to you. It's not that it's a complicated story by any means, but he allows the reader to sit back and make their own decisions about what is really going on, and I really appreciated that. Instead of being force-fed and told what's going on, it's up to me to interpret what I think is actually going on with Lawson and this story here. As we get further along into the story, Lawson recruits or brainwashes others to join in his choir of black-hearted boys in his mission to bring harmony and this demonic music, this unicorn song, to the world, whether they want to listen to it or not. Lawson has crafted this tale in which he takes readers right up to the edge, and then in the final, vividly brutal cinematic moments, he steps past that edge out into the void, not afraid to hold anything back. Sometimes you'll get an author that will almost go for something, they'll go right to the edge, but they'll pull back right at the end. Lawson did the exact opposite. He went to the edge and went out and past that. He went for the ending that he wanted to go for, and I really appreciated that. Without trying to give too much away, I interpreted this story as an allegory for the type of tragedy that sadly occurs far too often in our day and time. And when I got to the end and finished reading it, it left me just sort of shocked with what had just occurred, what I had just finished reading here in this story. Wickedly smart, brave, and wholly original. This is truly unlike any other book I've ever read before. Blackheart Boys Choir by Curtis M. Lawson is a fierce, manic assault on the senses. This one, it was a lot of fun. If you are looking for some classical music infused in your horror, this is definitely one you want to check out. With Lawson's imagination and storytelling ability, it really makes me want to read anything and everything that he writes and puts out. But that's it. This has been my 4-star review for Blackheart Boys Choir by Curtis M. Lawson. It was a ton of fun and just completely unique and original, vividly violent and brutal at times. Overall, it was a really great book. Yeah, this has been my 4-star review for Blackheart Boys Choir by Curtis M. Lawson. That's all I have for you guys today, so thank you for spending your time with me. Again, my name is Brad, and I'll talk to y'all later.